Okay, so welcome to Gold School. I'm excited for tonight and to just share a little bit of a twist on an old idea, because sometimes all we need is just a little bit of a twist of something to kind of get things going in our businesses and to help us to grow, and especially to help us to get some more duplication and some more people sharing and getting people signed up and excited about it. And I am doing something called a six-figure summit this month with 38 women, and I was doing a work with me with them. And what we were talking about was like shout outs. Have you guys ever done like a shout out challenge where you ask somebody to shout you out and like thank you for trying the products and like what they've experienced from the products and stuff? Okay. Sometimes successful, sometimes not. Not usually like a ton of people that say yes to that, right? Can be like, meh, sort of so, right? If you get lucky, you get one or two people that'll do it out of like 20 or 30 or 40. And so when we were on this work with me call, I was thinking about a different twist on this that really allows you to get more people's stories out there, that also gets them sort of involved in it, but it's not as big of a deal as them like writing the post and putting it up themselves, right? Because that's the thing that scares a lot of people, is like they're not used to that. They're not comfortable with that. And so they don't want to write the post up. And so when I was talking to them today, I said, listen, like there's a new twist on a shout out contest that you could do. And the difference could be that, you know, we could do a raffle, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it for you guys. And every time that you get somebody that agrees to a shout out, you'll get entered into a drawing for a $50 gift card. And I'll give away 2 of those. But here's the difference is I want you to make a list of the people that you know have a good result with their products. So maybe you have 5 customers or 10 customers or 15 customers that are loyal. They're taking their products regularly. They have had a pretty good experience. Maybe they have lost 15 pounds, like in their first month, like they did the reset and then they kept going with the products and they lost like 15 pounds. Or maybe they're finally sleeping through the night. They don't have their hot flashes, or, you know, maybe they are just they finally have energy and they don't have the crazy sugar cravings, whatever it is. Like, yes, Crystal, like they have a great result, but instead of asking them to do a post, you reach out to them and you say, hey, I love to do client spotlights and highlight some of my clients that are getting great results and just thank them for their business and just highlight how awesome they're doing. I'm wondering if it would be okay with you if I highlighted you and your experience on the products. Would that be okay? So you're the one doing the post. It'd be like a realtor putting a post up, talking about their happy client, right? Leslie's like, oh my gosh, yes, right? How about anybody else, like a chiropractor or a personal trainer? Like, hey, here's one of my happy clients, except you're not going to be like Vanna White, but you're asking them if it would be okay to highlight them as a client spotlight. And they're not having to post, but you're tagging them in the post. And the tag is almost always going to go through to their feed. So it's going to show up on their feed anyway, but they didn't have to write it. They didn't have to take the step of posting it, but they're just saying, yeah, sure, absolutely. You can shout me out. You know, you they don't probably wouldn't say shout me out, but you can highlight me, right? And then your next set of questions would be like, awesome. Is there anything in particular you want me to highlight, or can I just share what I know about your story, which is that now you're sleeping at night, you don't have the huge sugar cravings, you're not drinking 5 cups of coffee, and you've lost 10 pounds. Does that sound good? And so, you know, I'm getting their approval basically for what I'm saying. So if they told me, for example, that they used to have chronic yeast infections, I'm not just going to like write in the post, Sally doesn't have chronic yeast infections anymore. Katie's laughing. You know what I mean, though? Like there might be some results like that you don't want to share, or you don't want to share all the details. You could just say, she doesn't have chronic infections anymore. Okay. So she's no longer having to go on medication to treat some chronic issues. And she's, you know, lost 3 inches around her waist. And she says the best thing is that she feels so much happier every single day in her skin. Sally, thank you so much for letting me help you and for being a part of my wellness community. Sally, thank you so much for letting me help you and being a part of this journey. I'm so proud of how far you've come. Sally, it's so awesome to work with you. I can't wait to celebrate more results with you. So you're asking them if you can spotlight them. So this is the challenge. Okay. I mean, Crystal, you can give them options, but I just feel like when you give people options, it's like easier for them to say no. So you can read them. Like if you feel like, oh, yeah, they'll share their story. Great. Awesome. Have them share their story. But the majority of people that you'll ask to do a shout out are not going to do it because they feel nervous posting and they don't know what to say. And you're just saying, hey, I want to do a client spotlight. I've been so amazed at your results. I've been so happy with how things are progressing for you. And I would love to just highlight you and how much you're rocking this. Okay. And then you are going to write it up and you're going to post it. And you can ask them for a picture of them. You can say, hey, is it okay if I use your picture? And if they're like, no, I don't want you to use my picture. Okay, no worries. I don't have to use your picture. You don't have to use their picture, you guys. Like you could use a picture of you or you with your kids or whatever. It doesn't matter because what does the post say? The post says, recently I've been getting so many great reviews and I wanted to share this client spotlight. Blah, 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 blah. So grateful for Sally for letting me help her. I know it's hard to make a change and choose to do something new, but she was brave enough to choose into this and it's totally changing her life. Okay. So they're not big, long, travel logs for the shout outs, but one of the things that this is just so helpful is it's like showing like these are actually people that you know. These are actually people that you have helped. And it's going to get this story out to not just your audience, but their audience because you're tagging them. And so my challenge to you is every single person that is on products or still on products, every single person that has a story, even if it's just that they no longer have digestive issues and their tummy doesn't hurt all the time anymore, great. Awesome. Doesn't have to be super long. If you've got a picture with them, awesome. If you don't have a picture with them, just say, is it okay if I use a picture of you to spotlight you? And since they know it's a client, I like to say client spotlight. You could say customer spotlight, but I like to say client because it kind of sounds more professional, right? You could put the picture up as well. Do I have a call to action at the end, such as a reach out to me? Not necessarily. I don't do that kind of a call to action very often, actually, Kelly. Mine would be more like, I'm so stoked for you, Sally, for finally deciding to give this a try. I knew it took a while for you to make up your mind, but once you did, you were committed and you were all in. And that's what it takes to have change in your life. If you want change and you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, maybe it's time to make the decision today. So I'm not saying send me a DM or text me. It's kind of just like talking to them, like trying to if you're sick and tired of struggling with digestion too, or it could even be something that's a little more general, like, 3,248,000 Americans have digestive issues every single day. If you are one of them, I just want you to know it doesn't have to be that way. That's a call to action. They know what to do. They know to reach out to you. So you don't have to be so bluntly salesy with the call to action. It can just be something that's like, wow, okay, maybe I need to talk to her. And also if you have clients that it did take them a while to get started and they were slow to get started, point that out. Or they were really skeptical. Or they started and they quit and they started and they quit and they started and they finally decided to keep going. Talk about that because there'll be other people watching that have maybe started and quit that are like, maybe I should get back on that. Or yeah, I tried that 3 years ago. Maybe I should try again. So I just wanted to share this tonight as a way, because it's end of month, it's close to end of month. And sometimes we're like, man, I got a big goal. I want to go, like Lauren wants to go senior gold, right? or Crystal wants to go senior gold, or Leslie is working towards gold. And she may not have very many people started on the products right now. And some people may not have very many people started on the products right now. So instead of asking if you can share their story, if they don't have a story yet, you can, of course, ask them to put a post up. Maybe they've just started their products, or they got to sample products at a sip and share, right? Leslie, you had a sip and share the other day, right? Okay, so a great sample post that you could ask that person to put up is, you could reach out and say, hey, I'm so glad you came on Saturday. I'm really passionate about finding people that need these products. And I know you just got to sample it, but would you be willing to share about how you sampled it and you decided to give it a try because you didn't want to struggle with X, Y, and Z? And so they're not saying, hey, I have this big testimonial. They're saying, hey, my friend Leslie invited me to sample something, loved it, decided to give it a try because I've been struggling with X, Y, and Z. I know a lot of other people out there also struggle with these things. So if you'd like me to connect you with my health coach, Leslie, I'd be happy to. Right? And then they make the connection. And that feels very casual to them. It feels very comfortable to them. Okay. So there's a way that you can ask for shout outs, but my challenge to you guys is that there's 5 days, a little bit less than 5 days left in the month. And it's time to like turn on like, okay, how do we get some more silvers? How do we get some more people that are interested? How do we expand our network? I mean, think about this. And this whole concept, honestly, every time you know something is going really well for someone, you can ask them if you can do a client spotlight. And you say every month, and you can just make this up for yourself, right? I'm going to do it for you guys, and I'm going to do $50 gift card drawing, like giveaway. I will do 2 of them, but I will only give the second one away if we get a total of 20 shout outs amongst us. Okay. So it's like 1 gift card for every 10. Okay. Because like, if nobody does it and like 3 of you get a shout out, like, come on, we could do better than that. So 1 for every 10 client shout outs or client spotlights. And you might have multiple people that tell you, yes, awesome. You should be so fortunate. You should be so fortunate to be able to put 10 stories up on your feed in the next 5 days. You should be so stoked. You can put them in your stories. You can put them on your feed. And then every time somebody new comes along that has a great result, you say, listen, I love to highlight clients that are having some great results. Would it be okay for me to highlight you? For every client that I highlight, I enter them into a drawing each month, and I give away 2 $25 movie gift cards. Like, you make up something like that. Like, what if all month long you're bringing new people in, 5 days in, they're feeling great. They let you highlight them. Then 3rd week of the month, you have 3 more people. You let them highlight them. And last week of the month, you've got 5 more people. You have 9 people in your drawing for 2 $25 gift cards. But that also means that 9 new people have the post in their feed. Why? Because most people don't know to turn off the setting on their feed. And so when you tag them in something, what happens? Somebody tell me. It shows up on their feed, right? When you tag them, it shows up on their feed, so their friends see it as well. And so that is effectively the same thing, except it feels so much simpler for them. And there's so much less drama. Like, they don't have to be dramatic about it because it's you doing a client spotlight. Okay. So when I introduced this, with my summit, I had them actually do it right then and there, and they were getting yeses right away. So we're going to do it right now. You're going to send messages right now to your customers that are having good results and ask them if you can do a client spotlight. And you're going to say, this month, we have 2 $50 gift cards up for grabs for all of our client spotlights. I'd love to enter you in that. Can I spotlight your results? Okay. So are you guys ready to do some work? To give it a whirl? to get some new blood out there and to get some new networks opened up. Okay. So I'm going to write a couple of examples of what this could look like, but you could also voice message. So I could voice message Maddie and say, hey, Maddie, I love that you're feeling so much happier and that your digestion is good and your energy is so much better. It really is amazing to feel that way. Hey, listen, every month I love to highlight some of my clients who are getting great results and who it's really helping them in their life. And I'm wondering if I could highlight you this month. Would that be okay? Maddie, what do you say? Yes, that would be great. Awesome. Listen, so from everything we've talked about, I know that your mood is so much better. You have way less anxiety. Your energy is good. Your cravings are down and you're sleeping really well at night. Does that sound good to you? Yes. Okay, awesome. Hey, do you mind if I use like one of your favorite pictures of you in the post as I highlight you? Cool. Just send that picture over. Or do you want me to just use your profile picture? I could just ask him, you want me to just use your profile picture? Awesome. Okay. And I'm going to get you entered in that $50 gift card for our client spotlights. And we draw that on the first of the month. I'm so happy for you, right? It's just like super simple. Don't make it a big deal. You don't have to say 5 million words. Okay. All right. So I am going to mute myself. I'm going to type up some sample messages, but your job right now is not to just pretend like you're doing something. Because sometimes we're really good at that. Your job right now, Katie, is like, I don't know. Do you have 5 people? I mean, even if you just have 3 customers right now. Okay. And if you don't have any customers right now, or all your customers just started, you're going to do the alternative option, which is I sampled the products. I decided I was going to give them a go. Okay. And I'll type up some examples of that. Now, if you guys like this idea, which I think is really honestly a great idea to start implementing, save the message examples to a note on your phone when I type them up so that you can use them in the future. Okay. And then after this month, you can take this and you can do it on your own team. And you can do it even if you've got 10, 15, 20 people on your team. Do a $20 gift card. You don't have to do 2 $50 gift cards. I'm just doing that because I can. But remember, we need at least 20 shout outs amongst these gold school people. So, okay. All right. I will go ahead and put those messages there, pull up some lists, look at who your happy customers are and make that list of who they are. And we're just going to do this right now. Are you getting the idea? Yeah. Any questions? Hey, keep going for it. I want to challenge you to at least send one, if not two more messages right now. And then I'll just talk to you about next steps really quick before we hang up.
I have to share. I have a new girl that started today with her product, and I just asked her, and she's been one I've been trying to get for forever. Anyways, so I asked her, and she says, "If I can get a good picture, I will."
Ah, You need to just be humorous with her and say, hey girl, every picture of you is a good picture. Don't be so hard on yourself. Or you could say, you know what? This is my favorite picture of you. I think you look so pretty in this picture. And you could go to her feed and you could find a picture of her that you're like, this is my favorite picture of you. Can I use this one? Okay. Because then you're simultaneously helping her feel confident, you're complimenting her, and she doesn't have to find the picture. That's even better. Okay. So what you're going to do from this point on is obviously you're going to put this simple post up, and it's going to be something very, very simple. Like, I love sharing awesome things that are happening for my dear friends. And I think it helps to put things into context. Like Sandy and I went to elementary school together. And so then it's like, oh, she actually knows Sandy, because all these stories people share around of like random people they don't even know. And like, it's always really hilarious when they use the name. And I'm like, that's not that person's name because I know that person. But, Sandy and I went to elementary school together, and she started her health journey about a month ago with me. And now she's already experiencing blah, 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 blah. Sandy, I'm so stoked you decided to give this a try, and you decided that you didn't have to feel like crap forever. I know most people settle for the way their life is, and they think that that's just what happens when you get older, but it doesn't have to be. Right. And so just something really simple like that. And then what happens is you need to monitor that post. Are there people commenting that you don't know? They're probably her friends. And then that's when you can start this. Hey, Sandy, Jessica commented and she wants to know what it is you're doing. Do you want to start a message with Jessica and me in it? And then you help them with a 3-way message, and you help their friend get the information, and you get them signed up. Okay, so that is our challenge. I will officially write it up later tonight for you and put it in the thread. But let's go for Gold Rush wide, at least 20 new client spotlights. Okay, are we good? All right, have fun, you guys. Have a great night. Thanks for being here.